one of our country's most unique and authentic communities, San Antonio, Texas. For the first time in our history, IPW will be held in San Antonio next year. When you visit us May 20th through the 24th of 2023, you will have the opportunity to experience for yourself why San Antonio is a top leisure destination in the state of Texas, but also in the United States, and represents a real and true snapshot of America's vibrant past and exciting future. Today we will showcase for you some of what you will enjoy at IPW 2023, as we bring a little bit of that authentic San Antonio experience to Orlando today for all of us to enjoy. The sights, the sounds, and even the fragrances of our dynamic, historic, ever-evolving, changing city. From the famous Alamo to the beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk showcased here today, San Antonio's allure has annually attracted more than 41 million visitors annually. The tourism and hospitality industry is the third largest industry in our country and is welcomed, appreciated, and understood through every facet, district, and neighborhood in San Antonio. The entire city will be ready for you in what is just now 11 months away. The 7th largest city in the United States, an ever-evolving community even at more than 300 years old, will finally be home to IPW. And we cannot wait. So what should you expect when you come to San Antonio next year? Our community's authenticity in our history and arts and culture, our vibrant culinary scene, diversity, growth and evolution, and of course, plenty of fun and adventure. If you have never been to the Alamo City, get ready for an experience as much about the heart as it's going to be about the mind. San Antonio is rooted in its past and has always worked to preserve our history, even as we are mindful of our future. Simply put, it is a city that is alive each and every day. It is alive with poets, lyricists, painters, sculptors, chefs, and bakers, at once historic and equally future-focused. 6 flags have flown over the great city of San Antonio in our history. The flags of Spain, France, Mexico, and of course, the United States of America. Relics and reminders of this iconic past have been preserved and are evident today even among our city thoroughfares. Of course, San Antonio is best known for its 5 beautifully preserved Spanish colonial missions that include the legendary Alamo, the location of the famed battle for Texas independence. Those missions have been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the only such designation in all of Texas. Later in our gathering today, we will welcome a special guest from our past as we look ahead to the dramatic and emotional revitalization of the Alamo footprint and experience. Even today, the city's warm culture offers you an authentic glimpse of early Spanish colonial life in the southwestern United States. San Antonio was the first civilian settlement in the state of Texas, founded in 1718. The city's famous past can still be seen in the early architectural and cultural elements that remain. Not far from the Alamo, 20 feet below street level, winding more than 15 glorious miles, is our Riverwalk, the heartbeat of our city. You can now stroll, run, bike, and now even kayak on the river in the quiet of the Mission Reach, which includes 4 of our Spanish missions, or the Museum Reach, which includes some of the city's most notable cultural sites. The San Antonio River, the reason our community was settled more than 300 years ago, still flourishes today as the city center. Our Riverwalk, the most visited destination in all of Texas, is part of what makes San Antonio one of the most enjoyable and walkable cities in the United States of America. In every direction in our community, you will find public art, murals, museums, and galleries. All of it is woven into the fabric of the place where creatives thrive and visitors are enriched. There is no better way to celebrate and savor Texas's amazing diversity than in our culinary offerings, especially in San Antonio. The Culinary Institute of America and our UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy designation shows that San Antonio is truly the culinary capital of the state of Texas. Today we blend that heritage with new, homegrown talent for food and drink scene that offers originality, bold flavors, and a young, creative force evolving our city's offerings. Indeed, our culinary scene is exploding all over our city, driven by James Beard-nominated chefs with fusions of new and classic dishes. Tour options will, of course, be provided and give you an opportunity to explore several of San Antonio's celebrated food trails, including tacos, barbecue, and of course, margaritas. Recently, the Visit San Antonio teamed for the first time in our history with the James Beard Foundation to launch our state's first ever food and wine festival called Tasting Texas. It will launch in October of 2022. One of San Antonio's hallmarks is, of course, Fiesta, a century-old celebration that takes place each spring over 11 days, with more than 100 events. Our fun Fiesta events and spirit is the reason why San Antonio is one of our country's top tourist destinations. You will find stories that appeal to an adventurer, a thrill seeker, or a family vacationer. Indeed, San Antonio's attractions offer something for everyone. And speaking of unique, San Antonio boasts one of the most wonderful attractions to be found anywhere in the world. Morgan's Wonderland is the only one of its kind in the entire world, ultra accessible attraction built for people of all abilities. There is not a better example of San Antonio's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion than this incredible site. With more than 250 days of glorious sunshine, every landscape in San Antonio can be explored, inviting everyone to head outdoors for biking, hiking, and canoeing on gorgeous stretches of trailways and waterways. Or you can head out to find amazing stories in the celebrated Texas Hill Country, just outside San Antonio. The wine region and the oldest dance hall in Texas, bike riding of all kinds, and even dude ranches in Bandera, the cowboy capital of the world. IPW 2023 will arrive in San Antonio during an unprecedented time of change and growth for our city. As I have stated before, we are a historic American destination with deep Texas roots. but exciting things are happening as we continue to evolve and look into the future. In every direction, San Antonio is bustling. There is ambition, creative planning, and optimism about the future of the fastest growing region in our country. Let us take a look at what is on the horizon for the great city of San Antonio.
San Antonio is a city on the move. Projects range from the brand new, including the opening of more than 50 restaurants and 9 new hotels during the pandemic, to the great care given to our familiar treasures. Nothing exemplifies attention to the city's future like the investment in our award-winning San Antonio International Airport, where a $2.5 billion expansion plan is at work. Visit San Antonio has joined with aviation and community stakeholders to spearhead discussions about expanding airlift and service to the airport. A jewel of downtown will be the newly transformed Hemisphere Civic Park, described as one of the world's great public spaces. And not far away, the San Pedro Creek and Riverwalk Public Art District will showcase a variety of unique sculptures and art pieces. Visitors will also find the largest performance venue in the United States focusing on Latino performing arts, the Alameda Theater. Along the Riverwalk, the La Villita Historic Arts Village will shine after a more than $15 million renovation to plazas and restaurants. Recently opened is the $70 million Techport Center and Arena at Port San Antonio, which will host concerts, gaming centers, and one of the largest esports arenas in the world.